Good evening, everybody, and thank you, and welcome to this inaugural session of the CMEs from the West Bengal State Branch of the Indian Society of Anesthesiology. Okay, Jyoti, are you ready with the poll questions? So what we have done is to make it a little bit of interactive, and I know this is a topic which is extremely difficult to deliver as a kind of a solo talk, because I quite enjoy this when I am interacting with people on a workshop, or even it is a kind of an interactive session, because otherwise it can become very boring. What everybody, I think we can see around 240 of you there. All you have to do is, like this question has one correct answer. So which of the following is not true about the intermediate pressure system? Now, whichever you think is among these four options is not true, which has appeared in your screen on your right hand side, just tick on that. This is just a random thing. Nobody knows who is answering what, so don't feel shy of answering. We need to figure out what you feel like it, and we will address the answers to this audience question right at the very end. And the whole idea is that the take-home messages will be kind of the answers to the poll questions. So which of the following is not true about the intermediate pressure system? Is it the DIS and the quick coupler systems? Is it the oxygen flush valve and the oxygen supply failure alarm? Or in the intermediate system, the pressure in the system is between 75 to 5 psig? Or is it, which is not true, the second stage pressure regulator, is it a part of the intermediate pressure system? So which of these do you think is not a part of the intermediate pressure system? So if you're done, we will close the poll in the file. We begin counting from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we will go to the next poll question. So the audience, again, this one is, which of the following is correct about the pin index safety system? So mark the one you think is correct. Is the pin system for oxygen 1.5, air 2.5, nitrous 3.5, or is it of O2 2.5, air 1.5, nitrous 3.5? Or is it of O2 1.5, air 3.5, nitrous 2.5? Or do you think none of these are correct? Which do you think is correct? So just vote on it. I know it is very simple, and I have a problem with numbers, which is why I always find it difficult to remember. So which is why this question is here. So please feel free to put in your votes. And once you have put in your votes, we will go to the next poll. We'll get the answers to this right at the end. So if you have the patience to listen to me till the end, you will get the answers to this all. So we'll close it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And you can go to the next poll. Okay, just take a little bit of time on this. The anesthesia machine is connected to the oxygen pipeline system and is also connected to the oxygen E-cylinder. The E-cylinder, which is kept open. In this scenario, which of the following is true? When the central pipeline pressure falls, O2 supply failure alarm will ring and display. Silent leaks in the high pressure system will not deplete the cylinder silently. When the central pipeline pressure falls, the E-cylinder quickly takes over with a subtle indication. In the event of a crossover of pipeline gases, the supply of O2 is then from the cylinder. So which of it, this 4, do you think is the correct option? Is it when the central pipeline supply falls, the O2 supply failure alarm will ring and display? Silent leaks will not silently deplete the cylinder. When the pipeline pressure falls, the E-cylinder takes over with a subtle indication. In the event of a crossover of pipeline gases, the O2 cylinder takes over. So please put in your vote and we will proceed to the next one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Okay. The next one. Which of the following is not a safety feature with the central gas pipeline supply? Is it this, the diameter index, safety index, or is it pin safety index or systems, or is it the Schrader probes and sockets, or is it the quick coupler system? Not a safety feature. I think this is easy. We will quickly proceed to the next poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So the next one, okay, which of the following is true about flow meter tubes? In the flow meter tubes, which of the following is true? At low flow rates, annular space behaves like a tube. The flow is laminar and viscosity determines the gas flow rate. At high flow rates, the annular space behaves like an orifice. The flow is then turbulent and the gas density predominantly influences flow. About flow meters, they are constant pressure flow meters because decrease in pressure across the float remains constant for all positions in the tube. Or is it all of the above? So about flow meters, at low flow rates, is it a laminar flow, viscosity determining the gas flow? At high flow rate, it behaves like an orifice, annular space. It's a turbulent gas flow and gas density predominantly influences. Is it a constant pressure flow meter, or do you think all the above statements are correct? If you have done your polling, we will proceed to the next and the last one after 05, 04, 03, 02, 01, 00, and we go to the next poll. Okay, now you have a low inspired oxygen alarm that is alarming. The low oxygen supply pressure is not alarming. So the scenario is that the low inspired oxygen concentration is alarming. The oxygen supply pressure is not alarming. In this scenario, which of the statement is true? The possible cause is because of a wrong gas in a cylinder or the pipeline. One of the correct response would be to disconnect the pipeline gas supply from the machine and then open the cylinder and continue. The correct response can be disconnect the patient from the anesthesia machine, ventilate with a rebreathing bag attached to a new oxygen cylinder. Or are all the above statements correct? So if you have a scenario where the inspired oxygen concentration alarm is alarming, but the oxygen supply pressure is not alarming, then which of the following is true? It may be because of a wrong gas in a cylinder or in a pipeline. The correct response could be disconnecting the pipeline gas supply from the anesthesia machine and opening the cylinder and then continuing. The correct response could be disconnect the patient from the anesthesia machine, ventilate with a rebreathing bag and attach to a new oxygen cylinder. Or do you think all of the above are correct responses? So think about this, and we'll finish the poll and then we'll proceed to the later part of the deliberation after 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. I think that's about it about the audience questions, and we will now look to the answers right at the end. So let's start with the anesthesia machine, and let's start with the functional anatomy. And it's essentially the functional anatomy is nothing but the gas supply systems. If you look at the overview of the gas supply systems, it's all about, again, as I told you, it is the heart is to deliver the gases blended together. So you have the gases which flows from the hospital pipeline or from the cylinder through the adjust it according to the flow control valves, through the flow meters and the flow sensors. It can go through or past the vaporizers into the breathing circuit through a fresh gas which is called the fresh gas flow into the patient.